Hi everyone, it's Paul from LensStraps, and I just wanted to go over a quick how to connect your lens straps and just some quick pointers to help you out with these when you first get them. Now, the first thing you want to do when you get your lens straps, obviously, is unpack them, and you're either going to have a 2-pack or a 4-pack of straps, and we have the two options, the black powder coated rod or the polished aluminum rod that you see here. Now, the first thing I like to do when I unpack them before I cut them, put them on anything, is I like to work them in a little bit. And how I do that is I simply take the strap and connect it, and I click it all the way down. Then I like to hit the release, which is right here. You just push up nice and hard on that and just undo the strap. And we find if you do this 3 or 4 times, it helps break the strap in a little bit, make it a little looser, and it makes it easier for getting it on and off your camera later. So just a couple times is all it takes, 3 or 4, and you'll actually feel it get looser, and then you're set to go. So once you've done that with the strap that you're going to use, it's broken in a little bit, the next thing you want to do is take a look at the lens. Now, you can also use, just real quick, you could use snips like this, but I find nail clippers work just great for this operation. So basically, the next thing you want to do, let me just take this one off of this lens real quick, is you want to take a look at the lens that you're going to be using and the mechanics of the lens and decide, are you going to be using it to pull focus or are you going to be using it to pull zoom? And take a look at the rings, because they often have different diameters, and if you're going to use the same lens strap to do both on one lens, you're going to want to take that into consideration before you cut the lens down, especially if you're going to do a flush mount, which is where you cut the strap and leave no excess. And the reason for that is, I'll just grab this other lens, on certain lenses, now this is a Nikon 18-200 zoom lens, you can see that you have switches here for the vibration reduction, and the focus ring is definitely a smaller diameter than the zoom. And I also have some filters here, so if I had to, if I wanted to loosen up this lens strap and move it forward or back on here, I might need a little excess to be able to do that without having to completely take it off. So just something you want to take into consider before you cut it. Plus, if you cut it to fit just the focus ring and you wanted to pull zoom also, and you cut it too short, you're not going to be able to click it down to be able to use it to pull zoom. So just a quick point there to take a look at. Now, this is one of my older lenses. This is one of the things I love about DSLR video, is that sometimes older lenses can work great for shooting DSLR video. Now, this is an old 24x50 that I had for film camera for a Nikon camera I own, but I love shooting video with this lens because its mechanics are just really smooth compared to some of the more modern lenses. The focal ring on here is smooth, and the zoom ring, it's very silent, and I just love shooting with this. So this is one of the ones I like to use lens straps on a lot. So the first thing you want to do is just get your lens strap on there. I'm going to set this up for this one on the zoom ring first, because it's the largest diameter ring on this particular lens. And the first thing you want to do is just kind of get it in the middle, click it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be all the way down, because the first cut here is just going to be a rough cut. So I just want to kind of get this in the center. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nail clippers and I'm just going to start cutting it. But I'm going to leave some excess. I could flush cut it later if I want to, but right now I'm going to leave just a little bit, maybe about a 1/4 inch, not a ton, but just enough. And then I cut mine a little bit at a time. I find that works better than trying to cut the entire strap all at once, especially using nail clippers. I just kind of cut it across. And you can see that's real rough at this point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take it off the lens, and then I just like to clean up the end a little bit there. And I find the nail clippers do a great job for doing this. I can get it just looking pretty nice. And just clean it up a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see some of the, here's another one I cut. I like to just kind of square them off and just make sure there's nothing sharp on there. And then I also just like to re-click it and make sure it's still working. So that's good. That one's all set to go. So now I can put this on my lens. And I can I can position it wherever I want it. If I wanted it on this particular lens where I'm going to use it to pull zoom, I'm just going to set it up, start to lock it down there. Make sure it's in the middle, nice and even. And then I'm going to give it a couple good clicks and lock it in. And now it's really on there. Okay, so now that we have that on our zoom ring, all we have to do is screw in our pulling rod, which are threaded, and the straps are threaded, so you'll see these fit real nice and snug. And there you go. That is all set to pull zoom on this lens. And since I set it up on the largest diameter, you'll see I can, and left that little bit of excess. If I wanted to, I can release it. I could move it up here to the focal ring. And if I wanted to use this to pull focus, I can just click this down and use that to pull focus also. And then if I wanted to do a flush mount, you can cut that completely, and just keep in mind, if you do cut it nice and flush like that, you're probably only going to be able to use it on one of the rings. We do sell extra lens straps. They come in packs of 2, 4, and 8. They're not terribly expensive. So if you do want to cut them specific for each lens, you can go ahead and do that just by picking up a larger pack or a refill pack of lens straps. So that's it. That's how to set up your lens straps real quickly and how to get the best use out of them. And I hope everyone enjoyed that video and goes out there and puts their lens straps to great use. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.